All right, so this is the 101. We got some stuff going on. Got some boring, non-fun shit stuff we have to talk about first. And then we'll talk about the fun stuff. First of all, you can say shit stuff and stuff like that because we're rated R. Yeah. Also, follow the code of conduct because code of conduct's important. And I'll give you a second to read my funny meme that I made. Second's over. There's code of conduct. If you haven't read it, go read it. It is important. We are serious about it. So yeah. Basically, in a nutshell, if you shouldn't say it at work, you probably shouldn't still say it at here, although you can say fuck. All right. Who are the board members? This is the board. We're great. Or something like that. I don't know. How you can reach us, we do have an email. You can just email us at admins@secdsm.org, or like we're all just hanging out here usually, and then there's also in the Discord. And all right, so now all the not fun shit is done, and into the fun shit. All right, so this is the 101. We started on time, I think. Woo woo. After this, we're gonna have the news, and then Derek is gonna do a tool talk. I don't know where Derek went. Hopefully he's prepared. And then apparently Colin is going to do an impromptu tool talk. And then, some sort of whiskey something. And then after that, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, I'll talk about the thing that's going to happen at 8. It's actually going to happen at the end of all the speakers. I'm going to give away a SecDSM branded bottle of whiskey out of a drawing of the people that submit a talk between now and whenever the talks are done. And if you don't want a bottle of whiskey, let me know and I'll get you something else. So submit a talk. There you
right go. Now.
Yep.
Tonight. I only see 2 people on their phones. There's a laptop there. Everybody's submitting, right? Uh-oh. Nope. Laptop's closed now. All right. A little bit of housekeeping. Don't break any of this stuff because we like this venue and that would be bad. There are 2 restrooms, so there's restrooms out by the sponsors, but also in this hallway here. There's no pizza, so pretend that's not there, and instead eat your fill of tacos, and then talk to our sponsors for drink tokens.
Appreciate Los Pinos coming out. This is the 4th year that we've done catering with them for the May meeting, so give them a big thank you and your appreciation when you get your tacos.
You want to do this one?
Yeah. So big concept that we have here as we meet in person and online through our Discord is challenge ideas and not people, which means that ultimately you and I, like you and me, can have a disagreement and ultimately not be upset at each other because we recognize and understand that what we're doing is ultimately trying to come to a mutual understanding, and we're both trying to learn. And so big concept of that is challenge ideas and not people. And that's kind of the way that we should approach a disagreement.
Cool. Awesome. Also, if I stink, it's because I've been working all day, and I'm pretty sure I'm stinky. Just fair warning to everyone.
That's why I'm staying away from you.
All right. Thank you to all the volunteers. You're the people that make this great because, I'm not going to run all this myself. All right. Bar staff. Do you want to talk about bar staff?
Yeah. So our bar staff is awesome. We have Namade and Trish down here. And honestly, we've had some problems in the past about over drinking, so we've asked them to cut people off. And so if you're cut off, be cool about it. Take it as a compliment that you've had a good time tonight, and walk away. Don't make a big deal out of it. Otherwise, we're gonna make a big deal out of it. And also tip.
All right. And if you do feel like maybe you've had a little too much to drink, we have free Ubers. They're good to and from the meeting, as well as from
so if you leave your car here tonight, you have until 3:30 tomorrow to pick it up.
Yeah. It works really well. I've taken it. It's cool. All right. Thank you to our sponsor, LMG. Again, go get your drink tokens, say hi, stuff like that. Let's see what else. Food, SecDSM paid for, yada, yada. All the finances are on Open Collective still, I think, right?
Ish.
Yeah. So if you don't like it, you can talk to us.
Yeah, our treasurer.
Yes, talk to our treasurer, who is Colin. All right. So Brandon talked about the whiskey bottles. You can actually get all of your wonderful vendors at work to come and get their own bottles. Here's some of the ones that have sponsored us before and gotten bottles.
Oh, one of my favorite tricks to pull is like when you get cold call from a vendor and they're like, hey, have you ever heard of our product? And you're like, hey, have you ever heard of SecDSM? And like completely turn it around and be like, hey, if you sponsor, you could get in front of a lot of people. Just switch that into sales mode for you. It will either end the call very quickly or completely change the topic of the call to be SecDSM.
I do feel like we could put a thing of corn on there, though.
Yeah, we probably should.
All right. Other ways you can help. Everybody has finished signing up to be a speaker, right? Everyone?
Who just submitted a talk while we've been talking? God damn it.
All right. Also, the CTFs don't write themselves. So I don't know, is there a CTF today?
No CTF. Why?
No CTF because somebody out there forgot to volunteer to run it. So that's another way you can help.
Yeah. If you've got your laptop in front of you, it's a great opportunity to just whip up a CTF real quick.
And I'm just going to leave this up there for a second to rub it in that nobody made one. All right. Upcoming events.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think the next thing is ThoughtCon. I don't know. I'm not going.
I just trimmed up all the old ones.
And then B-Sides Des Moines. Everybody here bought their tickets to that, right? If you haven't, it's like dirt cheap. Do you want to say anything about it? All right, we got a whole slide. That's another thing you need to do before you leave here tonight is buy your ticket.
While you're submitting your talk, go to B-Sides DSM, buy your ticket.
All right. You should be on Discord. If you're not, you should be. And next slide you want?
Yeah, next slide. All right, I'm going to do a new thing. I'm gonna try to do this new segment called malicious messages in a minute, which is like I'm gonna go as deep into a malicious email as I possibly can in 1 minute. So hold on, my timer's not set yet. Well, it has to reset first. Okay, 1 minute, and it's gonna start now. Yeah, whatever. So we're gonna talk about Zoom Docs. Zoom Docs sucks. That's my thing. Zoom Docs offers. Did you know that Zoom has documents? I didn't, and it was kind of weird. And they have a free. These are your pricing, but the free version gives you 10 free documents to share with your friends. So of course actors abuse this. So we see a message that looks like this. It's a fake voicemail. And at the very bottom, they're like, hey, you need to go to this Zoom doc because that makes perfect sense that your voicemails are going to be hosted on Zoom Docs. And so then these screenshots are taken from this AnyRun. So this is an AnyRun now. So we visit that link. And sure enough, it's hosted on Zoom, like their official website. This is an actual service that they use. And this is what the link looks like. Super obvious. Oh my God, I only have 8 seconds left. Okay, so the link goes to Bing. There's this whole thing. You notice that the URL fragment there, like the pound sign, all that is there. My time's way up. You go to you click the link, you get to a CAPTCHA. The CAPTCHA's kind of interesting. I've never seen this one before. And ultimately, you get to a Google Drive fish. There's also, I've seen this one, which is like a meeting, which is kind of interesting. So you go to the meeting and it goes to a fish as well. With the themed CAPTCHA. I thought that's kind of cool. There's the QR code for the AnyRun, and don't use Zoom Doc. It sucks. I'm sorry for going over. I'll do better next time, I promise.
Now it's time for the news.
Speaking of B-Sides Des Moines, who hasn't heard of it yet? Anybody? No? B-Sides is coming up, so now you're stuck with me because I was the silly one to volunteer to be the benevolent overlord of scheduling this thing. So B-Sides, the t-shirt. Come on, let's go. That is the website. It is fully functional. Ticket purchases, sponsorships. The CFP officially closed yesterday, I think according to the date we put on there, but we're not reviewing talks until next Thursday. So if you have a talk, put it in. We've been having discussions. We're going to have a Blue Team Village, and the Blue Team Village has got the capability to do talks. So if you want to do a Blue Team talk, 15-minute kind of tool talk, 30 minutes, that type of thing, please submit that as well. Tickets are only $25. That will get you into the conference and all the events going on, all the villages. That gets you a t-shirt. My point with a t-shirt is I'm not ordering 400 t-shirts because they're stupid expensive. So if you want a t-shirt and you want a t-shirt that fits, please buy a ticket by May 21st, I think is when we have to order t-shirts. And lunch is covered by the local Iowa ISSA chapter. They sponsored lunch for everybody, so that will get you a lunch ticket, entrance to the con, and a t-shirt that actually fits. Because if I only get 90 tickets purchased, I'm not buying 200 t-shirts. Unless you want a schmedium or a men's double XL, which fits some of us but may not fit most of you. Meta CTF is sponsoring the CTF for us, so that should be a heck of a good time. We're going to do hardware hacking, soldering, lockpicking, and blue team again, as mentioned. And we're going to do 2 tracks for talks all day in the main room. If you've been to the FFA Center, we're going to open things up and then split that room in half for talks all day. Again, it's Saturday, June 7th, which is the weekend after Memorial Weekend and the weekend before Father's Day. So don't tell me you got stuff to do. We're going to open doors around 7:30, 7:45. I'll kick things off with an opening ceremonies at 8:30 and then talks start at 9. And again, sponsorships in the CFP are still open, so let us know. Alrighty, security news. This is a fun extra one. If you're in our Discord channel, you know about it. If you're not and you didn't see this image, get on our Discord channel and go take a look. But if you didn't see it, this is for password spraying, and this is the image that Forbes decided to tag on Microsoft's password spray attack. So if you ever wonder how to password spray, apparently that's how you do it. Maybe we'll cover that in the hardware hacking village. Ask Trevor. All right, real news. Kali Linux did updates because they lost their repo signing key. If you run Kali in a VM or things like that, and you try and update, you need to manually uninstall or install a new one, or build a new VM, or go through the BS 500 steps of pulling the key in. Those comments there are the comment from this time, which is that every Kali will fail to update if you don't update the key. And then apparently they did this again, or they did this before in February 2018, and pretty much told everybody to punt then too. So since most of us run them in VMs, just grab a new VM, because if you do dumb crap like I did right before B-Sides KC and update your 2024 to 2025 and forget you only had 20 gigs of memory or hard drive space, it will kernel panic your box. So Google, 97 0 days last year, 50% of them in spyware attacks. GTIG is Google's Threat Intelligence Center. They released their newest report on this, and that we're having a blow up with spyware. If you're not aware and surprised, Google Chrome would be their #1 browser target, which is hilarious that Google's reporting on their own shit. And then desktop operating systems. Next up, Cloudflare let their report out for essentially 2024 and then the first quarter of 2025. As will surprise no one, DDoS attacks are a pain in the butt, and they're increasing massively. And as noticed, Cloudflare's already responded to 20.5 million of them in the first quarter of 2025. Funny enough, there, as you can see, 6.5 out of those 20 million was people just trying to take down Cloudflare themselves. So recommendation, get a web app firewall, and you're a target, so don't think you're not. And then hackers are abusing IPv6. If you have IPv6 turned on, you should just turn it off anyway, because it's annoying and addressing is horrible, and those of us that know IPv4 addressing don't want to play with IPv6. But it's a pain in the butt. It's going on. It's being attacked. If you could turn it off, because this is literally like a default setting that by having this turned on with just general settings, hackers are abusing it and getting in by essentially sending your machine a report to say, hey, this is the new address you want to use, and by the way, we're the default gateway for our spyware. So never fun. And then general activity to wrap things up. If you didn't know and didn't see, and again, if you're not in our Discord, the Verizon 2025 DBIR is out. Mandiant dropped their M-Trends report. The FBI dropped the IC3 report, and Google dropped their O-Day report. So if you have time to read about 700 pages worth of PDFs, you can go out there and check those out if you're a threat intel nerd like I am. And then Microsoft reported that a researcher reached out to them and said, hey, RDP lets you use revoke passwords, and Microsoft doesn't give 2 shits. So if you're using RDP, be aware of the fact that by choice as a feature, RDP will use an old password. And then some crosswalks were hacked with AI deepfakes and said lovely things by Zuck and Bezos and stuff like that. So go check that out. And then there was a cybersecurity CEO that apparently runs his own pen testing company that decided to go in, run some software on a hospital machine when he was hanging out in the emergency room. And then he got caught. So that's a hilarious story if you want to go check it out. That is it for the news. We always like to do job stuff. So if you are here and you're hiring, you want to come up, let us know who you are, where you work for, and what you're looking for. Anyone? Nobody's hiring? All right, there we go.
Hello, Ben Meter from EMC Insurance. We've got 3 positions open right now: a senior SOC analyst, senior security engineer on our IAM team. So if you have some privileged access management experience with CyberArk, come talk to me. And then we have an IAM administrator role as well. And can anyone tell me how to spell candy with 2 letters? C and Y. If you want bad jokes, you can also join us.
Dad jokes are always appreciated. Anybody else? Going once? No? All right. That is it. Agenda for next month. We have our 101 and then the news. I assume no talks yet? No, 2 talks. 2 talks? Okay, they're just not on there? All right. So when's the next slot? June?
No.
Is there a June opening? July is the next one. Awesome.
So if you submit, who submitted their talk so far while we've been talking? Hey, I got 1 hand. So far, you're going to be the winner of the whiskey if you want it. Yeah. But good news, if you submit your talk tonight, July is going to be the soonest. So you've got time. It's like no pressure until the end of the June meeting, and then I'll put some pressure on you, which is a great way to get stuff done. You know, like you committed to it. I'll bother you until you do it. It's fine. Submit a talk.
And Derek and Colin threatened to just continue giving worse and worse talks every month unless you guys come give a talk. So unless you want to hear Colin like up here in his underwear talking about random stuff, you may want to give a talk. Yep. Perfect. Oh, we can have rants up here. We're rated R. That'd be awesome. Yep.
Dio. It's just a night of ranting. Yeah. I like it.
Mike is 2 whiskeys away from coming up here again.
We used to have a slide. So if you go to SecDSM.org and then just search for the words "submit a talk." Yeah, it's right there in the middle of the page in pretty bold text. It says "submit a talk."
I don't think there's a slide.
No. All right.
It's bigger font though.
Who's gonna get sick?
Biggish font. You'll find it. Look harder. Isn't that a thing? Look harder.
Yeah.
Yes, Derek. I like how we're like calling people's questions by raising our hands. It's so fun. Malicious message in a minute. Yes. What? Yes. I will take requests. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that was the using Google to move as Google.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't know if I can cover that in a minute though. It's a little bit more complicated because like you had to register like the Google's workspace with the G.le. Yeah, you had to like register a workspace with their URL shortener domain. And that allows you to look like you were Google when you sent effectively a legitimate password reset or like a legitimate notification. Yeah, it was super interesting. Yeah, there'd definitely be a tool talk. Someone should submit that that's aware of it. Yeah, good job, Derek.
Yeah. If only someone worked at an email security company writing detections for spyware all day long.
I don't know. That's great. I didn't know Derek did that. That's cool.
All right. 10-minute break. Who's going first? You're going first? You want 10 minutes? Yeah. All right, 10 minutes. Grab some more tacos.